Hi, my name is Sue. Welcome to practice today. We're going to mindfully and gently cultivate some energy. Go at your pace. You don't need any props for this practice, but if you do want to get some props, it might be helpful to have yoga blocks or books and maybe a yoga blanket or a towel. So if you want to gather those props, maybe hit pause and then come back and join us. We'll start seated, sitting up nice and tall. Relax the hands on your thighs or your knees. And then turn the palms to face up. Touch the thumb and forefinger together lightly. Close the eyes. Notice that sensation of where the fingers meet. Very light, soft sensation. You may be new to yoga, and even if you're not a beginner, I invite you to practice today with a new set of eyes, as if you're coming onto the mat for the first time. Turn the hands over, palms to the knees. Drop the chin to the chest and flutter the eyes open. Inhale, lift the gaze. Drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Lift that left ear up a little higher. Left shoulder extends down, lengthening on the side of the neck. Keep it gentle. Drop the chin to the chest. Other side, left ear, left shoulder. Right ear lifts a little bit. Right shoulder drops down. And find your breath. Inhale, lift up a little higher. Exhale, notice the softening. Chin to chest. And inhale, lift the gaze. Wrap the arms around the body, left arm over right. Hug the low ribs in and drop the shoulders. Maybe start to lift the sternum. Gaze comes up. And then slowly release. Other side. This time right arm on top. Grab for the shoulder blades. Maybe lift the elbows a little bit and soften the shoulders down your back. Deep breaths in and out through the nose. And release. Shake out the shoulders. On the inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. And on the exhale, fold forward, release the hands. You can round the head and neck. Inhale, come to fingertips, lift halfway, lengthen. And then on the exhale, redrape the body, maybe walk the hands a little further away from the hips and round. Inhale, fingers crawl in, sit back up, and cross the legs the other way, awkward foot in front. If this isn't available to you, just stay as you are, seated. Inhale, arms sweep forward and up, and exhale, fold forward. Relax the chest, maybe the forearms melt to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine, hips sit back, chest lifts, and exhale. Crawl a little bit further and round in. This might feel like a warm-up that you've done before, but
See if you can notice anything different in the sensation, maybe between the shoulder blades lets go, or the brow softens. Allow the jaw to hang heavy. And on your inhale, crawl back up, coming to seated. Bring the legs in front of you, soles of the feet to the mat. Hold behind the thighs, tuck the belly in and roll vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down to your back. Arms by your sides, palms face down, and then scooch the heels in just a little bit so you can graze the backs of the feet with your fingertips. Keep the knees hugging in, thighs hugging in. So the knees are straight over your ankles. You don't want the knees to open to the sides. Tuck the tailbone under, press the low back down, flatten the back. And then on the inhale, press into the feet, lift hips, lift belly. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone, roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae. This time as you inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips. At the same time, lift the arms overhead. Backs of the hands touch behind you. And as you exhale, arms lower, hips lower. Moving with your breath. Inhale, moving bridge, hips lift, arms lift. If it's not comfortable in the shoulders, you don't have to lift all the way over. And exhale, lower down. 2 more with your own breath at your own pace. How can this be different from a moving bridge that you may have done before? Maybe the hips lift a little higher. Maybe you press the tailbone toward the feet. Just little micro adjustments to make it feel different. And then notice what that difference is. I think I just did 3 more. Wherever you are, after your next exhale, come all the way down and bring the knees into the chest. Squeeze them in. Cross the right leg over the left. Thighs are squeezed together. Cactus or T the arms. Drop the knees over to the right. This is a very deep twist. If this is too much in your low back or in the arm in front of the chest, you can always unwind the knees and stack them. That's a gentler twist, and that's a good place to be. Relax that left shoulder blade. It wants to pop up. And then we'll all unwind the legs, stack the knees. Bring the hands together, straight out in front of the right shoulder. And then clap the hands together, arms are straight. On the inhale, lift the left arm slowly overhead. Follow the fingertips with your gaze all the way open to the left. And then exhale, close up. Sweeping the arm all the way across, back to the right hand. One more time, inhale, lift it all the way up and over. And then exhale, close. Rock onto your back, bring the knees with you, hug them into the chest, give them a squeeze. Place the hands on the knees and make an L shape with your legs. Elbows are bent. Fingertips point toward the feet. Hug the low belly in, relax the shoulders. And then press the feet forward away from your body until the elbows are straight. This might be just an inch or two. On the exhale, bring the knees back into 90 degrees. Inhale, straighten the arms, shins stay parallel to the ground. Exhale, knees back into 90 degrees. Moving back and forth with your inhale and exhale, and focusing on the belly, pressing the low back flat. Starting to build some heat in the core. And that's the heat that will bring us energy. And then come back to neutral. Hug the knees into the chest. Cross the left leg over the right. Cactus or T the arms. Drop the knees to the left. Again, you can stack the knees. They don't have to be crossed. And bring your attention to the left shoulder. And with your exhale, invite that shoulder to soften. Unwind the legs, stack the knees. Bring that right arm all the way over. Arms are straight. Inhale, lift the right arm up and watch the fingertips as it moves all the way open to the right. Exhale, close back up like a clamshell. Inhale one more time. Sweep the arm up and over, staying with your breath. And then exhale, slowly bring it down, meeting the left palm. Fetal position. Press into the right hand, lift up to a seat. Sit up tall. Bring the shoulders a little further down your back, lifting up through the crown of the head. And on the inhale, lift the arms up. As you exhale, twist to the right. Bring the left hand across the right thigh and kickstand the back hand behind the small of your back, pressing into the floor or the mat. As you inhale, grow taller. And then as you exhale, rotate along the axis of the spine. So what micro adjustments can we find to change the sensation in this pose, a twist that we often do? Maybe hug the low belly in, making a little more space to rotate. Maybe the gaze starts to turn back toward that left shoulder. Still keeping it soft and gentle, no force. Inhale, come back to center. Leave the left hand where it is and sweep the right arm up and over, side body stretch. Reach through the fingertips, and then that right hip might want to pop up. Press it down. Inhale, come back up and release to center. Other side, inhale, lift the arms around and up. And on the exhale, twist to the left. So we're going to start to make those little adjustments. Sit up taller on the inhale. And then rotate on the exhale, pressing that left hip forward, right hip
back. So we keep the hips square to the front of the room. And then maybe start to turn the head and neck, looking back over the shoulder toward the back of the room. Only if it feels good. Come back to center, leave the right hand planted, and sweep the left arm up and over, pressing down into that left sits bones. Reach through the fingertips. Reach a little more. And then inhale, unwind, come on back to center. Shoulders come up, back, and down your back. Come forward to tabletop. If your knees are sensitive, you can always grab a towel or blanket under your knees, or if you don't have one handy, just fold the top of your mat over and double it for a little more cushioning under your knees. Walk the hands over to the right, leave the hips and knees where they are, and then inhale, drop the belly, lift the heart, lift the tailbone for cow. Exhale, tuck and round. Seeing this from a little different angle than the usual cat and cow. Inhale, release the belly, heart reaches through the window of the arms. And exhale, press into the hands, thighs press forward, dome the spine. 2 more, just like that. Take it at your own pace. And notice how changing up this pose changes the sensation. Come back to neutral tabletop, walk the hands back to center. Walk the hands over to the left, just the hands. Inhale, belly releases, heart lifts. Exhale, round, gaze between the thighs, really press into the hands. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the chest, tailbone lifts. And exhale, keep going. 2 more rounds, make it your own. That might mean slower, that might mean faster. Follow the pace of your breath. And release back to neutral. Walk the hands back into tabletop and make your way onto your belly. Bring the hands under the shoulders and then walk them back just a bit so they're next to your ribs. Zip up the legs, press into the tops of the feet, squeeze the shoulder blades to lift the chest. Baby Cobra. And now start to isometrically draw the hands toward the heels to lengthen forward and up. And if you do that, you might notice a little more length between the vertebrae of the spine, a little more stretch, and then exhale, lower back down. Inhale, press up to tabletop and sit the hips back to a child's pose. I invite you to explore this child's pose with knees together rather than knees wide. And if that's not comfortable, you can always widen the knees and make space for the belly. Take a deep breath in through the nose, hold it at the top, and then open the mouth, sigh it out. Inhale,
Shift forward to tabletop. Walk the hands beyond the shoulders. Tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Take some movement in your downward facing dog. You can pedal the feet or maybe wag the hips side to side. You can also always stay on hands and knees. And then find stillness in your downward facing dog. On the inhale, shift forward to plank. Top of a push-up, shoulders stacked over wrists. And then come over onto your right side. Kickstand the right foot halfway between your body. Toes point out to the right. So you can stay right here, planted, supported by both hands. You can lift the left arm up, or you can drop that left knee and extend the right foot long. Any version of supported side plank. Release back down to tabletop. Walk the hands forward, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward to plank. Pause here. Shift onto the right side. You're on the outer edge of your right foot, and then bring that left foot halfway in front of your body. Lift the hips, maybe float the left arm. Keep pressing into the right hand, or you can stay with both hands down, or drop the right knee, extend the left leg, and lift up, supported side plank. Release back down. We'll all meet in tabletop and shake out the hips. Come to a seat. Soles of the feet to the mat in front of you. Hold behind your thighs. Squeeze the thighs together and shift back onto the tailbone. Shoulders draw down. Chest lifts. Boat pose. Hug the low belly in. This is not everyone's favorite pose, me included, but we are going to explore here. So wherever your usual boat pose is, I invite you to try something different. And if you've never tried boat pose before, come to your toes. Press the tailbone down, crown of the head reaches away. And then lift the right toes, lower. Inhale, left toes. Exhale, lower. And you can move side to side in this little walk. Or maybe lift both feet. Lift the arms, palms face up. You can play with extending the legs straight. Maybe feel a little shake, that's okay. And then exhale, release the feet, round in, and hold the legs. Lower down onto your back slowly. Gather the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. Gently rock side to side. This should feel good in the low back. Come back to center. Reach between your legs, grab shins, ankles, or the outer edges of your feet. Point the soles of the feet to the sky. Draw the knees toward your underarms. Happy baby. Maybe bring the peace fingers around the big toes and straighten one leg, bend, straighten the other. Keep pressing the tailbone flat onto the mat. And then maybe explore straightening both legs. They don't have to be perfectly straight. You can keep a soft bend in the knees. Let go of the muscles in your face. And then bend the knees, bring them into the chest, extend the legs long, setting up for your Shavasana. You can bring a pillow or bolster under the knees, arms by your sides. Close the eyes. Relax the back of the head. Allow the shoulders, the back, and the hips to sink a little deeper onto the mat. The legs are heavy. Feet splay open. Relax the arms. Soften the palms. Release the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Let it simply float. Final relaxation. Shavasana. Like a child, I find myself wandering into new worlds with my wide-eyed gaze. When I return, my reality is more interesting, with a new perspective and stars in my eyes. If you are enjoying your Shavasana, I invite you to stay there as long as you like. If you are ready to reawaken, start to take some gentle movement in the body. Wiggle toes and fingers. Maybe take a good morning stretch, arms overhead, feet to the other end of the mat. And then gather the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. Roll over onto either side in a fetal position. Pause here. A position that symbolizes renewal, newness. Press up to a comfortable seat and close the eyes for one last breath to seal your practice.
Inhale through the nose, hold it at the top. And then open the mouth. Let it all go. The light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Please take a moment to subscribe, leave a comment, let me know where you're from, and if you have any suggestions for practices that you'd like to see, I'd love to hear from you.